What is up, DTube Steam Blockchain? So today I want to talk a little bit about future in specialization. So this is just a theory that I have, but if you're looking at, well, if I'm looking at especially younger generation, more, let's say, digital generation, what they're doing seems to be a little bit more specialized in some kind of niche field. And what I'm meaning is it's not as clear what they're doing. I think that it's more nuanced what people are doing now in some ways, what they're paying attention to, especially compared to the earlier generation, where it's a little bit more, maybe they had a little bit more of a clear-cut path of these things. You should pick something of these things and do. But now, when you're gonna have this machine learning and artificial intelligence coming in, it's going to make it so a human really can just go and do what they want to do, which probably is specialized in some kind of field. So, for example, now we have people that are esports players, and we have people doing YouTube videos. We have people writing Steam articles. We have some people writing interesting Twitter posts. And I mean, it's like, in some ways, it's a bit more mixed of like what people are doing, but everyone seems to be doing a little bit more sort of what they want to do, I think, in some ways. And they seem to be a little bit more, let's say, open-minded to really get maybe good at their craft, but still at the same time be very open-minded if some new source of information comes, and if that seems accurate, then it seems like they have an easier time to sort of change the way they are looking at things and sort of update their framework. So the future may be in really dive deep into something niche and really like specialize in it. And you're seeing this a lot, where, for example, on YouTube, you have a lot of new vloggers or like people doing random stuff. For example, some specialize in go back in time and look at old computers or old devices, and some specialize in travel around and like dive deeper into that. And I think that this is just going to I think this specialization is just going to keep on happening. That the people are going to people are gonna more and more realize that, or they're gonna go, let's say, deeper into the specialized field that they prefer to pay attention to, and they may ignore a lot of other things on the outside. So this is it's gonna be really interesting to follow this. You have some people that tries to be like that don't like the specialization aspect at all. That sort of want to do be a little bit all over the place, but not be so much into something. So I think that, these people that specialize in things, especially in this digital world where they can easier become or get rewarded, they are probably gonna benefit the most from this. The people, they're interesting and they're really engaged in something, and people that are not trying to be so generic or trying to appeal to everyone. So like people that really like specialize in something, they're probably gonna benefit the most from this new market economy, because you can so much easier these days find people that are like 100% into the specialized field that you're focusing on. Like it's so much easier to find them now. with the internet, and it was not easy when you did not have the internet to sort of find people that were like super into the same thing as you were into. And even though the internet has existed for 20-25 years in the current form, it was really super clunky at first, and it's still super clunky. It's still super clunky to get people that are into the same things as you, but it's getting easier, right? So, for example, we have the Galaxy S20 Ultra coming up here next month, and it's having a 108 megapixel camera. I think it maybe even have 16 gigs of RAM. It's or 12. You can see that. I mean, they're really getting good. And this is gonna further like help people to specialize in something, because they are gonna have the ultimate devices to make that happen. And yes, it's still very clunky, because at the moment we don't have super amazing artificial intelligence, or machine learning, but it's getting better every month, and eventually it's going to reach a peak point where you really have access to all that you need to do something in a specialized way. So in some ways, I think that with technology, people think that we're going to do this like super generic Facebook thing where everyone comes to the same place, and everyone is paying attention to the same thing, and everything else just dies off. But it doesn't really seem like that is happening. So take crypto, for example, where people are experimenting. Right now we have, I think, around 8,000 altcoins or something like that. People are, even though a lot of stuff is like strange, there is still a lot of discovery you can do, and maybe some people actually find something, or something that actually has real world utility or a real world market. So it's like you can see that the market want to be like super diverse, and that's why you have like 8,000 coins, and a lot of stuff that people think is gonna die off, it doesn't really die off. Like, it hangs around. So that's kind of interesting, and you can see that also in the real world, like how people enjoy different things, like different brands, different colors, different themes of sort of doing things. And so a lot of technology, people think that they're going to do some big thing where everyone hangs, but that doesn't really seem how it evolves right now. And the more powerful technology becomes, it means that you can have a small little network and have it fully functional, because you use new technology, for example, so you print tokens in your little network, and you don't need that many people to keep it going, because most of it is probably pretty automated, so you have like value keep on going. Yeah, I really do think that the future is in specialized stuff, because people will want to discover new information that they did not know in the past, and then they can't go to generic people that like repeat the same words as they've heard a million times before. They want to go to the specialized information, like people that are really focusing on a niche field. So if you want to learn some programming thing or whatever, like you have to go to people that have spent like years focusing just on that code or just on that problem or whatever now you want to do. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be really super interesting to sort of see this. One of the things that's kind of interesting here is how I think it may change how people look at education. How you, in the past, you went to school and then you were so-called educated, and then you just went with a job. But now it sounds like people have this continuous education and continuous learning that happens every single day, that there is always new things coming up, which I think is very, at least for me, is super engaging. It's super fun. But some other people may not like it so much. Like, there are a lot of people that just want a clear path, and like they want someone to tell them exactly what to do, and then they go ahead and do those things. But yeah, you basically need both. So that's gonna be interesting. And it's really, really interesting when you expand your borders of ignorance, and you have this, you're gonna see this transition phase for other people when they also expand their borders of ignorance. So everything happens in like sort of phases, and some people want to expand their borders of ignorance faster, some people want to do it slower. Yeah, so that is what I wanted to talk a little bit about in this video. And it should really just grow here coming up, because I see how good smartphones are now, and I can only imagine how good they're gonna be in 5 years. They're gonna be really good, and as I talked about a little bit in the past, I'm mainly looking forward to the feature where you can play, or you can do all the tasks that you normally do, but without having to open up apps manually to do stuff. That's going to be a huge game changer when voice assistants become better, or just AI automation tools becomes better, where you don't have to open up anything and you can still get the same work done. That's going to be amazing. Like that's that's going to be so cool. So I'm really looking forward to that, and maybe it will end scrolling. Yeah, have a great day, YouTube and Steam blockchain. Bye bye.